I haven't seen the new Rick and Morty yet. I'll need to watch
that. It's definitely lost its way, Rick and Morty.
See, the first two of this series I thought were really good, so that's interesting. I'll need to see what I think.
It's the first episode of Rick and Morty I ever thought someone else has already done it.
Right.
Where it's, I mean, yeah, you'll go watch it, but it's Beth, basically, and Clone Beth getting together.
Right.
And it's just like, that's it. That's the full story.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nerd question I'm sure someone asked at some point. It's like, you know, if you ever met, like, a version of yourself, like, wouldn't you just shag yourself? Like, that's not even gay, it's just, like, masturbation.
Right.
Right? And that's it. That's kind of the whole joke. It's like, Rick's, like, totally on board with it. You know, he's like, yeah, I've been in infinite universes, like, I've totally, like, blew myself.
Anywho.
What? You failed to save enough civilians, you must fight alone.
I think we were supposed to sneak up on those folk. Want to restart? Out from a checkpoint?
Just hard reset. Okay.
I just hit restart from checkpoint. Let's see if we can.
Okay.
Because I was thinking a wee minute sneak up here, but you just opened fire.
No, I think
as you are one to do.
Shoot first, ask questions later. Alright, so like the whole Schmick and Schmorty thing, like it's just Clone Beth and Beth shagging, and then like that's it. And Rick's like, yeah, we've all done it, and that's it. It's like I've heard that joke before. I don't agree with it. I'm pretty sure like bullshit. I'm all about sexuality as a spectrum and all that, but I'm also not about shagging myself. Like, why would I? Well,
is there a B plot, or is that just it?
That's it. I mean, Jerry is kind of the B plot, I guess, in that he's oblivious to it, but then when he finds out, he's like totally on board with it, or not totally on board with it, but watch it, see what you think. Where am I getting in? I feel like maybe they're about to blow the door. Here we go. I was going to ask you about Kenobi, because you've now finished it.
Oh, I thought it was dire. See, as I was watching it, I was like, this is good but not amazing.
Aye.
But it was like after I'd watched it, I think it was just kind of the excitement of what's going to happen next and that sort of thing, because I'm invested. But yeah, thinking back on it, I thought it was trash. Like, I really just thought it was. I mean, it's so cliche, even the setup. Like, he's old and he's like working. What are they, like, harvesting a giant whale or some shit like that? You know, he's a fisherman, right? He's some sort of fisherman. It was just every sort of cliche, like, Western type sort of setup ever. And you're like, I just don't think it fit in very well.
No, and it
I don't think it was like what Obi-Wan would be like at that point. And
no, exactly.
like you said, everything I said I don't really want to see was in it. Him leaving Tatooine, I'll have to look after Luke anyway, right my way across the galaxy. And I'm sorry to always be this way, but it just reeked of freaking, agenda pushing, because it was like, we have to have like a strong female character.
Yeah. Why
have to have
Reva
Leia in it. What did Leia have to do with anything? It's one of those things that I pretty much hate it, because not only was it a bad show, it actually, like, if you're making a prequel, it's like adding chapters to a book.
Can't even help you.
Maybe did. It's like adding chapters.
Maybe crawl towards the door. Was the guy who shot you dead?
No, I think he's wounded, but he's going that way. Yeah, if you're adding chapters to a book, you can ask, what's this adding? And at times it's even a case of, is this actually detracting from what comes next? Nah, I think we're deep.
Yeah, I know, but I can't do jack shit about it now. Yeah, I kind of could guess. Oh, fuckface. You're just gonna die. I was tempted to feign death there. I pretty much agree with you on all of that. It's, I found it.
Wait till we respawn. I'll sort of continue my thought.
No, but it's virtually unenjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
You can't enjoy anything about it. I don't enjoy watching Obi-Wan getting spanked by Darth Vader. Because I'm like, what?
Well, this is my point, right? It actively lessens what comes after it. So like, it lessens the impact of when they fight in in A New Hope. It actively damages like the sort of drama of A New Hope. So I haven't felt that since, like, that's implying like it's been years and years and years. But actually, it's like, it was about what, like 10 years ago maybe.
It's still a long time.
I suppose it's still a long time, but like it's not. I don't know. It's just less dramatic, and it's like it makes Vader seem. I don't know. Kenobi, I get the impression he could have beat him in A New Hope now, whereas when you're watching A New Hope, it's like you feel like the longer that fight goes on, eventually Vader's gonna win, or at least that's the impression I sort of get. Whereas now it's like, right, well, I suppose you could say 3 times technically, but we fought twice for real and I'll eligible both times, so like, I don't know. And yet, so, I mean, when Leia comes to sends R2-D2 and it's like, you served my father in the Clone Wars. Also, we had that adventure a little while ago, remember that? What a laugh that was. What she fucking forgot about that? Like,
it's not even she forgot, it's that she was like, she's insufferable. Everyone was like, oh, but she's a really good actress and she was really convincing. She played the part really well. I was like, totally.
Yeah, but the part she was playing was.
Disagreed. I thought she was obnoxious.
For a 10-year-old, I thought she put in a good performance and all that kind of stuff. But like, the character was annoying.
Yeah, it's just obnoxious. Just fucking.
You know what it reeked of? It reeked of like one of those kind of like overproduced shows where someone different wrote every episode. Because like. So Leia doesn't trust him even though he just saved her, and she goes, I'm running away, and even though she's a 10-year-old who runs like a 4-year-old, she can outrace Obi-Wan, she can outrun those bounty hunters that were trying to take her, back on Alderaan.
Yeah.
Multiple times. There's a bit when Kenobi's actually got his arms around her, he's like, Leia, wait, and she somehow gets away and she's like 100 feet away from him in the next scene. You're just like, what? Even if the Force wasn't a thing, a grown-ass man in, reasonably good shape, all that sort of thing, will catch a 10-year-old. It just will.
You're smarter than a 10-year-old.
Not to mention, like, we've seen Obi-Wan Kenobi do that Force running stuff, which admittedly, like, even later on in that same movie they forgot about, but... Yeah, so anyway, she's like, why should I trust you? And then the very next episode, she's like, they get to the planet and he's like, if he's even at the meeting point, she goes like, why wouldn't he be? And he's like, not everyone is good, Leia. And you're like, you've just done a complete role reversal. Last episode it was her that didn't trust anybody, now it's you. That's what I'm saying about if you watch the credits, they're written by different people, and I'm like, did they even have like a meeting and say, like, to keep this shit?
And it's the same with the new Star Wars movies. There's no arc. There's no like, here's the continuity of it all. So somebody made the point. He's like, I always assumed, like, when J.J. Abrams took the helm of the new Star Wars, that he had a fucking spreadsheet. He basically had a spreadsheet that was like, here's who he is, here's his relation to her,
where he's going. I mean, I'm fine with sometimes the ideas change a little bit, but like, you should have at least an outline.
Yeah, exactly. You have a general.
What's the point of Finn? Honestly, and
Finn's a waste of time.
Finn's a waste of time, and Finn should have been such a good character. Like, he used to be a Stormtrooper,
exactly.
That's got so much potential, and it just goes nowhere.
Shit. Little camper. Campers, pampers. Someone else. That shotgun rules.
It's nice. That's why I keep picking them up whenever I see them.
Don't aim, just fucking point. Man, it's...
Reva's her name, the kind of evil woman.
Yeah, Reva's abysmal.
Reva makes no sense. She has no personality, no character. She was in there because strong, independent woman.
Yep.
But honestly, that's the only reason she's there. And see, honestly, you would need to rewrite the story a bit and make it actually good. But that story could be a good story.
Yeah.
The fuck's it got to do with Kenobi though? It was. This is what I'm saying. It's like I was reading Nightwing. It was a few months ago though. They've kind of rectified this recently. But I was reading Nightwing, and he appeared in like one page. It was all about Barbara Gordon. And don't get me wrong, Barbara Gordon's great. But do you know what I read when I want to read about Barbara Gordon? I read fucking Batgirl. And again, it's great. But when it says fucking Nightwing on the cover, you kind of want to. I expect to hear about Nightwing. I don't expect him to be an absolute passenger in his own fucking book.
Yeah, no,
So this is the same thing. It's called Kenobi.
Yeah, and it's like
Kenobi.
Leia, Reva.
Yeah.
I learned. It's like
The bit that wound me up so bad was just to make Uncle Owen look like a bitch for no reason, just to emasculate him. You know, so when Reva's coming for them and he's like, we have to run. Aunt Peru is the strong, brave woman that's like, we're not running. And she goes like that. I can't remember word for word what she said, but she's basically like, what, are we going to hide in the desert? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. On Earth, hiding in the desert would be, you know, you'd have so many places to hide. This is a whole planet of fucking desert. You're from there, you know the terrain better, you know, like, anywhere nearby that you could kind of hide, you know way better than she does.
Yeah, exactly. She's at a disadvantage out in the desert.
Exactly.
You're not.
Pick up Luke and fucking cheese it. That's what you absolutely should do. But her, who's, I mean, by all indications, never even fired a fucking gun before, is like, nah, we can take her.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take this Jedi.
And it's not presented as like sort of, oh well, that was a mistake, Peru. It was presented as like, oh Peru, good for you for being so strong and brave and stunning. And you're like, you're a fucking idiot.
Fight the patriarchy.
Peru, you're a fucking idiot.
It's not the patriarchy, and it, like you say, it's because different people are writing it. They almost trip up over their own writing.
Their own book. That's what I'm saying.
It's like
Kenobi's the one that doesn't trust anybody.
Beru wants to be a strong, independent woman, and you're like, yeah, but Reva's the one coming.
I know.
Like what? So who's the strong, independent woman here? All of them. Let's put Leia in the scene as well. Why? Leia, at this point, Leia has like nothing left to do. Oh, she could come on a speeder. It's like she's 10. Riding some fucking tauntauns into the desert. It's like, no, they're from the snow planet.
No, it's I just the whole setup seemed lazy. It was just every Western sort of like down on his luck, like kind of redemption type of arc, and it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi's got nothing to do at this point. He lives in the desert as a hermit. He's got nothing to do but practice like his force powers and play with his lightsaber.
He was given that to do. It would actually have been better, and again, he sort of like regains his Jedi power, undeservedly. It was just like, oh, you're back to full power, are you? It was like, aye, yeah, apparently I am.
I mean, there's a scene in Rebels when...
all it took is you dragging me across hot coals for me to go, oh, I have the Force, don't I?
There's a scene in Rebels which I'm sure it takes place after when Kenobi's set, but Darth Maul comes for a square go,
right.
And Kenobi beats him in like 3 moves. But it's not in a like sort of, well, that was disappointing kind of way. It's like you know, like a sort of samurai type of like, that's just the level he's at by now, Kenobi. Like he's the absolute master of that particular sort of style of lightsaber fighting.
He's the last remaining like sort of legit Jedi at this point.
Yeah, so it's
Yoda's too old and like everybody else is dead.
Yeah. So that's where he kind of should have been for me. He should have been like that old sort of, I don't know, Mr. Miyagi almost type of thing, like that.
Well, more similar to who he is, like in A New Hope. You prick, you camping prick.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Is it's like
shit. Sorry.
Like the character development from like 1 to 3, it sort of gets put on ice, and they go like that. Well, we want to, just have them in a. They knew where they wanted to have them. Push it back.
Oh, sorry. There's a guy with an RPG right behind you. He's gonna fucking turn around and just shoot the shit out of us.
Yeah, it was. And the other thing about like why I say it had to have been different, like the fact, well, it was different writers, but the way like it shows. Oh, Jesus Christ! The
fucking.
Right, bounce out here.
Aye. Cheers.
Aye, the different writers thing again. So at the end of when he digs up the lightsabers. This did my tits in. He digs up the lightsabers out of the desert, and he sort of looks at them. I feel like they wanted to have their cake and eat it too, because it was if they were doing a teaser of like, oh, is he going to take the lightsaber, or is that life behind him, which is dumb anyway, but whatever, right? If that's where they're going with it. But then at the end of that episode, when he's getting on the ship to leave Tatooine, it does a close up of his lightsaber, so we know he has it. And then in the next episode, he's like exclusively using a blaster. Even though Obi-Wan Kenobi says like so uncivilized and everything else with about blasters.
Yeah, established canon. Yeah, don't need any of that.
But now he's like exclusively using one, and it was like I was like, it's as if they're trying to build up a sort of dramatic reveal of like, oh, does he even have? Maybe he didn't take his lightsaber. Maybe that's why he's using a blaster. And then when he's in trouble, boing, pulls it out. But we knew he had it, so it just becomes a question of why is he not using it, and especially like when there's the fake Jedi guy.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's like kind of intimidating him. That would have been the perfect time for him to whip it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, you claim you're a Jedi, and then he he whips out his lightsaber. He goes like that. Like there you go. That sort of verification. I actually am a Jedi. But again, have a cake and eat it too. And then I thought like when he goes to fight Vader, I'll be like, oh, this is when he kind of dramatically goes like, all right, it's time, and pulls it out. But no, he just has it in one scene. There's no sort of like triumphant like pulling his lightsaber out. It's just like vroom, pulls it out.
There was no reason for him not to be using it.
I was just like, why was he not using that the whole time? Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
It just doesn't fucking work.
Aye.
Say he did.
The same reason the sequel movies don't work is because they just haven't thought it through.
Yeah.
Take half an hour and write an episode. Don't just fucking put words in people's mouths and go, Star Wars, da 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 da. No, that's not Star Wars.
Aye. I think I actually hate it now. Like, when I watched it, I was like, this is interesting. I want to see where they're going with this. I think I actually hate it because I think it actually worsens everyone involved. Apart from Luke. I mean, Luke didn't really do anything.
Yeah, Luke. Well, of course, Luke didn't do anything. Luke's just like the optimistic hero of the franchise.
Aye, Luke's just the actual hero of the entire franchise. Why the fuck would we need him involved in any way, shape or form?
Well, no.
But then again, I didn't want him involved. I wanted him to. The way I would have written it is like some like old sort of samurai story where I would have had folk coming after Luke, and I'd have made it 3 or 4 parts, and it's basically almost like, I don't know, like assassins pretty much being sent after Luke. Or not
so it's not just one person, like a group.
Aye, maybe not right after Luke, but they're searching for him, and Kenobi's like, I need to fuck some shit up, and you could even have it like he's keeping his distance and he doesn't want to speak to him and things like that, and then him and what's his name, Uncle Owen, could have like that moment like they had at the end. I like that little bit at the end when he actually meets him briefly. And just gives him like the model and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's a kind of decent like little moment.
But at the same time, I felt that was a bit weird.
How so?
Because would he not remember him then?
Well, but he does. Well, you could argue that he does, because remember he goes like that when he hears the message from R2-D2, he goes like that, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I wonder if they mean old Ben. As if he's at least heard of him. So even if he'd like only met him that one time, you can get what I'm saying. He hasn't forgotten who he is. He just I'm sure I met him one time, and it's not a big deal to him.
He was just a guy.
Yeah.
He was a nice old man, gave me like a toy. And it never really had too much like to do in my life. Yeah, I mean, I
wonder if he means old Ben. Almost like, that old guy that lives down the street, maybe they mean him. for lack of a kind of better way of putting it.
Okay, fair enough. It's not the end of the world in knowing Obi-Wan Kenobi. I did just feel it was a bit pointless in knowing Obi-Wan Kenobi. I've kind of drew his attention if you want to sneak up the stairs. And sort of shoot his back. Preferably now. There we go.
Yeah. There was other things I didn't like about it. Yeah, they had Reva. Is Qui-Gon Jinn just a fucking pussy? Because he gets stabbed in the stomach and dies.
Oh, the stabbing in the stomach. Every cunt gets stabbed in the stomach in that fucking show.
As a fucking 10-year-old gets stabbed in the stomach, fine. And you know what, right? See, even if they had a scene where Vader was like just casually mentions, "Oh, I avoided her vitals." I mean, bullshit. But if you
Yeah.
say that, I can kind of put it to one side and be like, "Oh, okay, well, he deliberately avoided her vitals to keep her alive." That's one thing. But like, she gets stabbed in the stomach. Fine. She stabs the head honcho Inquisitor guy through the stomach, and he dies, but then comes back later because they. This is what I mean. It's like people. It's like people that aren't even fucking fans of Star Wars because they're like, "Oh, let's kill him off," but then someone else is like, "Oh no, actually, we need him in Rebels." Oh well, he comes back because like evil. But what? What the fuck? I mean,
Oh, shit.
that wasn't actually me. That was like a forced projection to mess with you, and we deliberately manipulated you. That's contrived and bullshit. But at least I don't know. It's better than the just non-explanation that they gave us of like I'm evil and therefore I'm back. Like what?
They're obsessed as well with Darth Vader being like this pure like savage. Ever since they did it in Rogue One, where he like, oh, sorry, I might have just set you into fire. You know, where he rips through the
Yeah, tears through the corridor and
Yeah.
it's just chopping cunts.
They love that.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Well, I mean, I really like that scene as well. That's one thing. I was like, thank God, because when he was fighting with Reva, I was like, she's gonna win here, or at the very least, like
a tie.
It'll be a tie, and you're just like, get fucked. I was so happy and surprised that he just swung it about, because that's the thing, and I'm not right, but whenever there's a fight in shows these days, you never get two women fighting because then it's a cat fight and that's sexist. So if you get a man fighting with a woman and the woman always wins because if the man wins it's sexist. So like that's why I was surprised that they actually were just like, nah, he wins.
He's Darth Vader again. Just they're torn in many ways. They're torn between like, well, shouldn't he win?
Aye.
And it like because Darth Vader like otherwise it's Darth Vader getting like fucked.
Aye.
You know, and it's like we can't have that.
You can't have your bad guys constantly just taking L's. Like he's not gonna be scary after a while.
Yeah, exactly. And I felt that it crossed the line when it didn't need to. It's like Obi-Wan, man. Obi-Wan like spanks him, and I'm like, well, that's ruined him. That's the step too far. Who's on our side? Oh shit. Do you want to come in here? What'll help? Or are you stuck outside?
Shut.
And I'm dead.
Is he hot?
Yeah, I'm dead. Thanks for that. Thanks for the feedback. You can see a mounted gun.
I mean, I really like Solo, and some people don't like Solo.
See, I've never seen it. I should go watch it.
I really liked it, but some people don't like it for the same reasons I'm saying I don't like Kenobi. They say like, oh, it just doesn't add anything, and if anything, it actually takes away. I'm like, I don't think it takes away anything. I think it sort of
Would be blessedly shorter, presumably, because Kenobi. You have to remember, like Kenobi's like what?
it'll be eight
At
give or take
least
8 hours.
No.
8 episodes, or is it
No,
only
six episodes,
It's
but
only
like
6?
half an hour to 40 minutes. Say like 3 hours. Like fuck me, 3 hours, 2 movies.
No, I think it was more than that because it was.
Well,
I think it was 45 to kind of an hour each episode.
What if it's 8? Exactly. So it's even longer then. If it's even longer, then fuck's sake. And I think you're actually probably right, but I mean I just blocked that out clearly.
Like I don't know if you saw that show Titans. It's trash, but it's like fascinatingly bad. It's like how could they?
Jason Todd is like a pure.
Jason Todd's the only character in it I like, and in the comics I don't like Jason Todd. I think he's a wee prick. So it's like you know something's fucked up if my favourite character ever, Nightwing, kind of annoys me, and one of my less preferred characters, Jason Todd, is like my favourite. Like you know somebody fucked up. But anyway, Donna Troy fights Deathstroke in that, and Deathstroke swings her about, and it's the same thing. I was so surprised. I was like, you can't do that. That's sexist. I was so surprised that they actually.
They had the balls to just do it.
Again, it's nothing to do with like male or female. It's because he's fucking Deathstroke. He can swing about basically anybody on his day.
Yeah. I'm out of grenades.
I'm not. Pod that.
nicely done.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, because like the thing about Anakin, like Anakin loses lightsaber fights, but there's always a sort of progression. Like he loses to Dooku, and then fights him again, murders him, and he loses to Kenobi. But like there's always the kind of was he. It was a tactical thing, and there was like was Kenobi kind of or sorry was Anakin still a wee bit like conflicted, and you know that there's like interesting kind of like nuances to it.
Yeah.
But the fight in Kenobi, it's just okay. Well, Kenobi wins. Kenobi's better.
Yeah, no, aye. But initially, you could say when Vader, let's say, just drags him over the coals, he just fucking wrecks his noise.
Yeah. Does he just forget? Does he just forget he can do that? And like.
Oh, sorry, big shotty coming your way, or?
Aye. I got
nice, well done, well done.
Thank goodness, because I'd have been in trouble otherwise. Yeah, like, you know, does Rey ever... I don't think Rey ever loses a lightsaber fight.
No, exactly. Rey's the Mary Sue. Despite words to the contrary, Rey is the Mary Sue of the Star Wars universe. She, like you say, never loses a fight, never gets so much as a scratch, can pilot them... Like, she can pilot the Millennium Falcon.
Has lived in the desert her whole life, but she knows how to fly the Millennium Falcon.
She can fix anything. Billionaire, she's a playboy, philanthropist. It's like, fuck off. Do you know why, like, the characters in movies are interesting? It's because they've got flaws as well as strengths.
Yeah, because your strengths should be sort of earned.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, again, go back to Anakin, because I saw something on fucking Twitter, and it was saying, this is the real Mary Sue, but y'all ain't ready for that conversation, and it was Anakin. And I was like, you're joking, right?
Anakin's the chosen one.
Anakin Skywalker being a flawed character is kind of the setup for the entire Star Wars series.
Yeah.
So he's not like an impeccable moral, titan. Number one.
No.
And number two, like what? Because he's powerful, he's a Mary Sue. Well, no, that's not how it works. You're allowed to be powerful, and two, his power is kind of like earned. Like I said, loses to Dooku, but then it's years later when he's inevitably inevitably, what am I saying? Undoubtedly put in a ton of practice and hard work and everything else, and improved. There's a difference between improving and
the problem
just being
is
amazing.
The time scale of the 3 Star Wars movies is so like tight.
Aye.
It's like the full movie. I think the full saga takes place over like a year and a half,
like a month. I mean, it probably doesn't. But
it's not a great deal of time for her to become a Jedi Master. Like Luke gets his, and again it's that defeat. It's that midway defeat.
Yeah.
Thinking you're the boss, and then you get fucking ass handed to you.
I mean, that would have been that when she, when she goes to train with Link and she gives him cheek. He should have spanked her. He should have absolutely just swung her about like, bitch, I'm a Jedi Master. Don't fuck me. You know what? When she fought Kylo Ren the first time, they shouldn't have fought. Frankly.
I know they try. See, when you rewatch it, people always bring that up that she beat Kylo Ren the first fight. But they do kind of go, oh, but he was injured. Was arm.
Right. Yeah, fair
enough, he is injured. He is shot basically when he's fighting her.
Didn't he fall out of a freaking spaceship or something?
No. Chewie shoots him with a crossbow after he kills Han.
Oh, does he? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he is injured. So. Yeah, exactly. I do think a lot of us misremember it, but it's fundamentally
still, she's never touched a lightsaber.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the way she uses the Force. She kind of just shuts her eyes, which would have been the perfect moment for like eat a grenade. But perfect moment for like Kylo Ben to just like sort of go, what are you doing? And just fucking swing the lightsaber through her face. But he's polite and just lets her kind of get on with it.
Yeah, even if she had like beat him using her mad like staff thing.
Yeah, maybe that would have made more sense.
Trained with for a long time, I'd have more patience with that. But she picks up a lightsaber. Has never seen one ever. Was there a scene of her playing with a stick like it's a sword even?
Nah.
No. I mean, even give us that.
Give us any.
She'd never used a lightsaber, but she'd practice with even sticks or something like that.
She should have been Finn.
How do you mean?
Like she should have got her back like sliced open.
Yeah.
And like hit the deck injured, has to go in the fucking healing bath or whatever, and then Finn like sort of drags her to safety. You know what I mean? Like maybe shoots Kylo Ben. You know, a moment of bravery, shoots Kylo Ben and kind of saves her, because she's got to, you know, the idea is she's the hero of the story, right? And that's fine. She can lose her first battle, and losing it so spectacularly would actually have given me a lot of respect, because it's like that's a terrifying thing.
Aye,
and that's quite what's
still,
that's the triumphance about Star Wars as well. And I just only thought about it there is the fact that they lose and they go back to the fight.
It's not.
Imagine somebody cutting your arm off and you like go back to fight them. No, most people would gracefully retire from professional sword fighting.
It's not brave to keep picking a fight with someone you know you can beat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not brave. That's bullying.
Yeah, well, and that's the problem though, isn't
bullies
it?
Kylo Ren.
Yeah. When you think about it, she does. Just picking on this poor kid. All he wants to do is get back. Like, if Leia had a real conversation with him at any point in the series, you probably wouldn't have had 3 movies.
I detest the whole, like, Rey Skywalker. Because I identify as a Skywalker now, which, like, why not make up your own name, number 1, and number 2? I guess that's kind of a middle finger to Leia, who I'm pretty sure actually trained her for a lot longer. Yeah. And okay, she technically is a Skywalker, but you know, she went by Organa. So, you didn't even want to call yourself Rey Organa. That's just a bit of a slap in the face to...
A lot of people make that point. Stole the man's lightsaber, and then just stole his last name as well. And why would you want to keep on his legacy? His legacy includes Darth Vader.
But maybe that's the point.
It's not an ideal family to be in. And I know she's making her a Palpatine. Jesus.
That was because again, there was no plan for any of it. And
well, there might have been.
JJ was like, "Oh, we need a reason why she's so powerful. What if she's Palpatine's daughter? Okay, what if she is?"
Yeah, but
that's not how it works, unfortunately.
Problem is, Rian Johnson had already like kiboshed the whole sort of thing.
Right, Rian Johnson needs to fucking even after everything. He's talk. Well, in some ways I respect it because people said like that, given everything that's been said about it, anything you would change about that film, and he goes nothing. And
well, fair enough.
In some ways, in some ways I respect that, but in other ways I'm like,
no, come on,
you're wrong.
Benefit of hindsight, even
exactly.
You know.
I mean, even George Lucas, I'm sure if he could go back and do it, he wouldn't have.
Well, George Lucas did have those kind of opportunities, didn't he, to go back and redo certain scenes.
Aye, well, I mean, it's like...
That's why we've got fucking...
knowing where the story went...
in the desert and shit.
He'd probably not have, like, Leia and Luke winching.
Yeah.
But, fucking hell, I mean... Rian Johnson would probably put that back in, but, like... What's wrong with a brother and sister? Like... Are you slut-shaving? Like...
Slut-shaving.
And it's annoying, because did you ever see that film, Knives Out?
Knives Out, no.
It's like a murder mystery. It's excellent, right? And then it gets to the end credits and it says written and directed by Rian Johnson. I was like, are you kidding? Are you actually kidding? I was so surprised because it's so good, and I'm like that. So wait, is that what this guy's actually capable of making? But you give him Star Wars and he just shits all over it. And that's
why you don't get creative control.
That's the whole problem. Is Mark Hamill said it best. He was in an interview and they were like, "Oh, what did you think about the characterization of Luke Skywalker?" And this, and he just goes, "It's not Luke Skywalker." And I'm like,
"It's fucking crazy, Steve." I've had people get.
It's like old characters aren't allowed to be. They have to all be grouchy old fuckers. And I mean,
it's edgy.
Yeah, but like, do you watch Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai? No.
Right. Well, it's the two guys from like Karate Kid and like Daniel. So obviously they're both like 50-ish or something like that. But Daniel's like living his best life and he's still happy and optimistic. And Johnny's the kind of like down on his luck, gruff like older dude. But like you've got both, and it works really well. Whereas like I feel like so many films these days they only give us the like
the grouchy.
Aye, the grouchy old bastard, and it's like
I think it's because of Logan. Logan came along and people like dug it.
Yeah, yeah, that's the other problem. I mean, Logan's great, right? But
Logan's
like,
good.
why are you making Obi-Wan Kenobi into Wolverine? He's not.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, It would have. Oh shit! What exploded?
It was overly formulaic, but then it sort of wasn't when it should have been. Like,
Oh shit!
oh well, we got fucked.
I don't even know how.
I think there must have been a shotgun. Ah, he's right behind us. Here, you see him?
Wait, you
What the fuck?
fucker! Some say this game's just cheap. It feels like ghouls and goblins sometimes, where you need to learn that guys are going to bust through a wall. It's got nothing to do with skill. It's like, yeah, I've approached this quite methodically. We've cleared the left and the right, moved up, and it's like, no, that wall explodes, and 4 missile launchers shoot straight at you. Yeah, like, brah! Fucking Michael Bay. Oh, and that fucking grenade, man.
Oh, we're getting close to our man.
Jonah, the fucking man we're after's called Jonah. What the fuck?
No. Is my character not called Jonah Salem or some shit?
I don't know. No, I thought we were going to see Jonah. That was the point.
Jonah.
Just Jonah Hill. I can just envisage at the top of this.
The ultimate bad guy is just some cunt called Jonah.
Aye. John Mama. That doesn't really work. Oh, and it's them going through the whole death sequence fucks me right off.
Damn, motherfucker.
Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. What's that from?
I don't know, isn't that a song?
I feel like it's from Pineapple Express.
Oh, possibly.
You're right, it is a song, but it's a particular movie that it's in. And it kind of fits the moment, but it also kind of doesn't fit the moment. Oh, fuck off. I saw the guy stumbling towards the mounted gun. I was doing my utmost to prevent him from getting there.
I think I shot him. No, I didn't. Well, I shot him, I saw blood, but he's still alive.
Fucking eat a grenade. I think I got him, to be fair.
What that?
Back to how much Kenobi sucks. There's too many characters in it, fundamentally, for a start.
Yeah.
Star Wars has gotten really bloated,
Uh-huh.
and that's the first thing I would change. Again, but I'm trying to be positive about, rather than just critiquing things, being like, well, what would you do better? It's like, well, first, you got to keep things concise. And it's like Andor's coming out now, and already you feel like, where the fuck Andor is going to fit in to this kind of universe? Where the fuck?
Well, he's the guy from Rogue One. Apparently he's the one that was like starts.
Is he
the
still
rebellion.
alive?
Even though he isn't the
Thought he
one
died.
that started the rebellion. I mean,
I thought it was Leia.
Queen Amidala kind of started the. Well, she's head of the rebellion, but Queen Amidala really, if you think about it, Padme, if you think about it, kind of started the rebellion.
Padmali.
Aye, but like Leia's mom and dad are sort of. But then again, they're, I suppose, publicly they're like politicians, whereas he's the one that like all his time is going into it. I guess it could be good and everything. That's the other thing is people again they'll say like, oh, you don't like you just don't like strong women. Rogue One was great, and guess what? Main character's female.
She's a ride as well.
90%.
Not that it matters,
yeah.
but
90% of the
honey.
freaking like supporting cast are like minority actors.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And it's great because who cares?
It's really unexpected, Rogue One. I remember
Yeah.
seeing it in the cinema.
Yeah, and the ending and everything. It's a good ass movie.
Fuck you.
So I'm just making the
Blow your
point
head
of
straight
all
off.
the people. I don't know if I can get to you, you bastard.
Nah.
So yeah, all this like, you just don't like strong characters and all that
Felicity,
shit.
whatever her name is,
Go-
Felicity.
Go fuck yourself.
She was going to be Black Cat in the Amazing Spider-Man universe.
Why
What a
wasn't she?
wasted opportunity that was. Well, because the Amazing Spider-Man 2 fucking bombed at the box office.
I like that movie. As well.
I like it for what it is.
It's
Is it
plenty of-
Felicity Smoke? Is her name Felicity Smoke? No, that's whatchamacallit from that's whatchamacallit from Green Arrow. Felicity Smoke is not a real character. But I'm sure the actress is called Felicity something. In my defence.
Isn't it Felicia?
No, no, the character's Felicia Hartley.
Yeah, I know.
What? What happened there?
Tight shot.
Oh, but how?
That wee sheep shagger sort of spawned behind me. Aye, him.
Anywhere near me?
Aye, I'm right in front of you.
Oh, that's right.
Get. Just been there.
Oh, there's a guy coming up behind us. Of course there is.
I don't even know how best.
But Rogue One's a good movie. Like you're saying, It's got a diverse cast. It's got like, you know.
Aye, great, but they didn't go like diversity. Give me an Oscar. It was like.
It's understated.
It's like those.
These guys are playing hyper aggressive.
It's full of diversity because it's just full of diversity. It's set in space. I mean, space is a big place. I'm sure you're gonna get people with all types of alien creatures and shit. And yeah, great, cool, makes sense. They also were like, here, come, we'll actually make a good movie as well.
I don't like whatchamacallit, Forrest Whitaker in it though. He was
Who was he? Is he the guy with the kind of like lazy eye?
Yeah, he's like playing a crazy guy in it. Well, I mean, there's no other way to describe him. He plays a crazy guy in it. It's like, just who's clearly sort of unhinged, and he's like the worst thing in it. There we go. You dead. Where is
Get yourself the fuck.
There we go. No, fuck. I'm just getting in that range of that fucking Gatling gun.
I shot the guy off the one on the right.
Did you?
That might be.
Fuck off.
So, just concentrate for a second. Oh, nice. Was that you?
That was me. I'm pretty impressed with that. Gotta give me credit for that one, man. It's just the whole Star Wars universe right now.
I don't care now, and I'm such a big Star Wars fan that it's
I know,
quite a feat to make me not give a shit anymore.
And I feel that the bloating is just spread into the MCU as well, and it's.
I mean, Star Wars is definitely like bloated at the moment. It's too many characters that don't.
Surprisingly, they've never brought Gundams really back into it. Not Gundams, Gungans. Fucking Gundams. That would fucking rock the Star Wars universe.
That'd be awesome.
Fucking mechs.
No,
that's what Star Wars is missing.
Because people didn't like Jar Jar Binks, so.
Well, I mean, he is quite offensive. Like, this is where we kind of got caught out, and I don't even really understand how.
I feel like they were coming from the side.
Yeah, the walls kind of exploded or something. Yeah, but where?
Where? He's always waiting for me. Get over it. Sailing, you fart sniffer. Stop.
Yeah, no, calm down. Just gonna throw that up there.
He's come behind me, but. Where are you? Right, I'm sort of behind you now.
What?
Right, he's dead.
No, there's another one coming.
I'm shooting him. I'm reloading.
Fucking 2 grenades! Is there a grenade launcher up there? Is that the problem? There's one guy on a fucking turret. Where is he?
Western media at the moment, it's still, maybe we're starting to get over it, but it's still like so
there he is.
Agenda pushy. Like I saw a guy and he was talking about why manga is getting more and more popular in the West. And I mean, it was a bit sort of like,
I'm about to get fucked up the ass, man.
He basically just put it as like, it was comics preach at you, whereas manga just speaks to you, just gives you good stories versus agenda pushing.
No, bad is bad. It's like Ice-T says to Rick when they're trying to like write a song. He's like,
overproduced, underproduced,
bad song's a bad song. I'm gonna push up because this fucking.
Oh, now he's got a pal. Get yourself the fuck.
Where's his pal?
Just some random wee guy up there.
Come
What
on,
do you want me to do?
reload.
Well, in fact, no shooting.
Right, killed him.
Right.
Where are you? Where are you? If you can, try and shoot this guy. Try and drag you to safety. Come on, come here. Right, I was sort of ducked down. Fuck this. Fucking hell. Aye, and got him, yeah? Happy days. Oh, you little fucking campers, man. Campers, pampers. Oh, there's one other. Where? 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 I think you got him. Nope, there's another. Where? 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 There they are. Fucking two of them, man. And it's like, they're giving the pure basic enemies like fucking shotguns. I'm sorry to say it, but a lot of the terrible characters in the bloated stories are unfortunately female characters. Not just main into shit. I mean, the men suck too.
I think.
So it's like a fucking double barrel of inadequacy.
Yeah, well, I think it's white knighting is the problem. Is it's like, look at all the female characters I shoved in here, but you just shoved them in without thought. So you actually made it worse because they're there just because female character. They don't have any reason to be in there, regarding the story. So you're actually making it worse.
Yeah, I'd just simplify it. Have people with things to do. Neutralise enemy forces. I thought that's what fucking did. What fresh hell? Are you just stealing all the ammo? Aye? Right, fine. What's going to happen? Skadoosh. Oh man, I was on it. Was there any need for the roll? Oh no. There we go. Oh, I like this guy. Looks like Wolverine.
This is the detonator for a nuclear bomb.
Oh.
Located in the heart of that city. I let go and 7 million people died.
What?
Bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
I wonder if you'd be such a tough mercenary with the blood of 7 million lives on your hands.
Oh, I feel a decision coming. What do you reckon?
So what now? Have you noticed the way people have been behaving in this society that we live in?
He literally is like, air quotes, society. Back to that whole, is the fucking world a matrix pish.
What's he saying?
Infinite ignorant. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna fight toe to toe. He's gonna try and bluff us.
I release this trigger and 7 million people die.
You said that already.
Unless I give the order, my men continue to execute civilians. You have no power.
Well,
But
yeah.
if one of you is willing to show me sacrifice, I will order my men to pull out.
What?
So what? Shoot your pal?
And I will disarm this bomb.
Pish.
What sacrifice? What are you talking about? If one of you has the will to shoot the other, sacrifice your partner for the greater good.
No.
No?
Do as I said.
Why would we trust you?
Yeah, exactly. Why?
Kill your friend, and all this ends.
There's.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
You have 10 seconds. 10 seconds or I make the decision for you.
Is it up
On
to
you.
me?
Aye.
Kim's obviously gonna kill Jonah. No reason to believe him. Right up to his stupid fucking name. Bye.
Pal, right.
Well, I would have made it a cleaner shot than that.
Shoot him again.
Shoot
before
him
he gets-
again. Aye, before he hits the button. There we go. Fucking milked that, but I think we got away with it. Yep.
We do, Rios. You really had plans to hit other cities?
Who gives a shit? He's dead now.
I think we're about to find out.
I mean, there was a third option. We could have brought him in alive. You know, kneecap. Give me that button.
See how we've done the Marvel Universe.
Okay. Kinda looks like so far he was bluffing. The world waits. Well, I mean, if the bomb was going to go off, surely it would have went off.
I think we made the right call there.
Yeah. Didn't find the cat, but yeah. Survivor. Yeah, we survived. There really was not an alternative there. Absolute nonsense. This game was nonsense.
Yeah, I think that just
That whole decision was just like.
I get what they were going for,
Yeah.
but I just think, why would we trust the homicidal maniac?
Yeah, it's like he's not done anything for me to earn his trust.
What? See if he had like, I don't know, evidence of like, oh, I'll blow this place up. Like, look, there's the bomb. You can see it with your own eyes, and maybe I would have thought about it more.
See if it was
There was,
Felicity. See if it was Felicity what's her face for Rogue One. I probably would have considered it. You just need to know what buttons to push. That's the key to success. Oh, post credits.
Jonah warned the city of Nineveh they had 40 days until God would overthrow the city.
Did he?
The people repented in those 40 days, and God spared the city. Or so it was written. But the people could not change, and the cities were not spared.
Okay.
And so we open our hearts to wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith the Lord.
Because that's not cliched. Bible quotes, start or end of a movie. I'm pretty sure that it didn't even open with a Bible quote, so it's like, okay, yeah, scroll faster. Or, do you know, skipping its entirety, maybe? Is it going to be a post-credit scene, do you think? Justin Marks, that was hot garbage. And for one reason, and it was there was no subtitles.
Subtitles are always nice, I think. Because with games where there's like guns and shit going off, it just would make it a little easier to.
Well, you get a lot of good, interesting background conversations. I find when the subtitles are on, you know, you'll have guys like pure, you know, like sort of having chat with each other. Like in Metal Gear, you'll get quite a lot of them.
Yeah.
Just like shooting the breeze, just sitting there like fucking. So what are you up to this weekend? Well, maybe not that cash, but that'd be quite cool actually if they put that in there. No, you know, just me and the kids are gonna go up to the lake, do some fly fishing. What about you? Like, yeah, same. You know, Sarah's just had twins. I'm gonna go up and see them, and maybe go to Walmart and buy some fucking pancakes.
My favourite my favourite card in Metal Gear is in Metal Gear 2 on the tanker, the guy listening to tunes.
Aye.
She gets headphones in, you're like, oh my god.